Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna have fun with this one. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your boy Tommy P with the lovely Miss Erica Kane.
Good morning.
Lovely, lovely.
The big homie
morning.
Farmer is up in the building.
What it do?
Hey man, and it is time for the Daily Grind Show, man. You see it happening, man. This young gentleman who is in here with us, we do want to give you a chance to get in here. This young gentleman is no stranger to the Focus family, man. Definitely been doing great works in the city. So without the big introduction, you've seen him and you've known the impact that he's had here. It's Taking That Tuesday, so it's only right that we get into some of the things that's going on in the city. So to join us this morning, Mr. Martin Jeffrey, how are you, sir?
I'm good sitting here in Mogul Town.
There you go.
starting up.
There you go.
Starting up. Let's take it there,
Yes,
Martin.
take it there.
That mean you
I
got
do,
that
the
in
kids,
office.
the kids on
Stop.
the youth choir I work with, I said one day, I said, I'm going to turn it up. And they was like, no, you can't say that. First of all, it's turn up, not turn
Right.
it up.
Right.
So
Right.
every
Yeah, man.
time we practice, I say turn up, and they
Turn up.
they just roll their eyes at me. It's like, really, old man?
Oh man, too funny. But man, we are glad to have you this morning. Y'all know
Glad
I
to be here.
cannot start my morning
Glad to
off
be here.
without saying good morning to the lovely Miss Erica Kane.
Lovely.
How are you?
Morning. I'm good this morning.
As-
I'm happy it's warming up. I mean,
Right.
it may only be 30 degrees, but I'm happy
I'll
with
take
it.
it.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
take it.
yeah. But you always bring sunshine, and we thank you for
And
being up
warmth.
in here.
Oh,
It's going
thank you,
down
Bo. Thank
this
you.
weekend, man, and really the electricity of the city is starting to happen, man. I'm feeling it for a winner's night's dream, Focus
Winter's
Fashion.
Night Dream, yes. I'm
We got
so
our
excited.
tickets.
You got your
Yeah,
tickets?
yeah, can't wait. Looking forward to
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you, Martin, for your support. I appreciate that.
important.
Definitely.
Speaking about one of the boutiques that will be there in exhibit, Brian B. Fashions is up in the room. Good morning, LaWanda.
Good morning,
How are
LaWanda.
you? Really excited about just feeling the energy of the city, man. Especially with a lot of things that's going on, it's still kind of good to be able to do things in connection with. Which we will talk about today, man, with the Dumas. Theater 3, to be exact. Amy Trial, thanks for opening up your doors. We're looking for an exciting night in the city and want each and
Yes,
every one
we
of you to
are.
come out and enjoy, fashion in the city, man.
Fashion in the city.
boy,
Plus
here.
a little singing.
Little singing, man. Nefertari Hash, recording artist, will be there doing her thing, man. So we're excited about it.
Plus a little spoken word.
Little spoken word, all kind of that, man. Corey Devon Wallace, good morning to you, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Yo, what up, Farmer? How you feel about that game last night, man?
A great game.
Yeah.
But hold on. I'm in my feelings again this morning.
What happened?
wow.
Y'all ain't invite me to the fashion show.
Oh.
I'm sick of this.
Are you kidding me?
I'm sick of
You
this.
were like the first person to get a ticket. Are you serious right now?
Well,
You
it
are
wasn't-
not
it
going to
wasn't
do what you
personal. I
did to
didn't
me
get
yesterday.
personally-
I'm
I
not
didn't-
going.
He
We're not
forgot
doing
he bought a
it.
ticket.
I didn't
He
personally
didn't
get
buy
invited.
a ticket. He got a ticket.
Wow. And he,
I didn't personally
He's a
get invited.
VIP. Like, what are you kidding me right now?
What's the
everybody,
size?
don't tell
What's the
everybody.
size though? What's the size you showing them though?
Huh?
What
You
get?
already know the size.
Tell them real quick. Tell
me, you want to know the size?
them
Here
real
we
quick. Tell them
go.
that. You gonna tell 'em?
Slim in the waist, pretty in the face, baby. That's my size.
wow.
Gonna have that and much more going on in the fashion show.
Wow.
Oh man, Marty, see what's been happening over here, man.
Wow.
Everybody know my size.
I'm out to remember that.
Yeah, man, that's
hey,
it. That's
hey,
it.
That might be able to fit me. I don't know.
Ho,
I'm gonna check that out.
ho, ho,
I'm gonna
Mr.
check that
Jeffers.
out.
Ho, Mr. Jeffers. Ho,
Oh, it's
ho, ho.
exclusive now.
Ho.
What?
That's
Only
only
one.
one
It's
size.
only one. It's only
Only
one.
one.
Yeah.
Only come in one size.
When you go in the store and you tell them, look at here, I want that slim in the waist, pretty in the face.
Yeah.
Guess what they gonna tell you?
Uh-huh.
Farmer done brought all them.
Oh,
man.
he got
Oh,
all
wow.
of them.
He brought all
He
them.
got all of them.
Wow.
He brought all them.
Right.
And Charlie
Okay.
too,
I
but
ain't
that's
mad.
fine.
I ain't mad at you.
Oh,
Appreciate
man.
it, but that's
Sorry.
mine. That's all me.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna let you have it. It's okay.
Y'all are too much, man, but we love it, man. And we love that's the reason why we come here for this platform, to give everyone a chance to kind of, after you just started off your day, man. I know some of you still got some young people at home. Thank God that my kids are grown. Praise Jesus. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
But the young people are home with you and things like that. But we do appreciate when you enjoy it, when you come in the room, because we find this is an opportunity to break the ice, have a talk, have a conversation, but also deal with real issues that are going on not only in our city but abroad. But we definitely got to take care of our own first. So
Yes, we
I'm
do.
so excited, man. To today, we would be
so
able to have
excited.
Mr. Martin Jeffrey here
Just
with us,
get
man.
started.
Because Martin, like I said, man, you have been really doing a lot of things in the city. So you really see what's been happening and transpiring. For how long have you been here, bro?
About 33 years.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. So being here,
That's awesome.
it's kind of, you know, now with a lot going on. Let's go ahead and take it there. There's a lot of stuff happening in our communities. There's a lot of things. Oh, by the way, it's been you know, spotlighted that we are, you know, the crime-stricken area. You know, we had a big percentage of the homicides of last
get me
year.
mad.
Yeah, but I mean, that's, you know, those are the kind of things that's going on. But lo and behold, at the same time, there's other things that's been happening. And I think you've been speaking out about it, man. So we wanted to be able to provide a platform that I think sometimes maybe the message that is put out sometimes can be misconstrued coming from other networks. So we want to do our best, man, to be a network of our group, of our community, to give you a chance, man, to really say what's going on from what you see, how you see it, man.
Cool. Information is power. Information is power, especially in the information age where we find ourselves. It is so critical, and that's why we really appreciate what you all are doing. The magazine, the radio station, the events. It's all about elevating and educating our people, and we can't have too much of that. We just can't. I can't start without saying how impressed I am with the elevation. The next level. Tommy and I were talking earlier
Thank you,
about
man.
one level at a time. You guys finished the previous level, and you are definitely on a whole nother level.
Thank you,
Thank
bro.
you.
And I
Thank you.
love the space. I love the Stevie show. It was top notch, top drawer. It was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really enjoyed that. And I thank God for what you all are doing. The magazine, the new look of the magazine. Y'all are just doing it.
Bless you, bro.
Y'all
you,
turn
thank
up.
you.
Bless you, sir. Bless you. Bless you. Bless
I'm
you, bless you.
55, but I can say turn up. So
Yeah, you can. You can.
don't hate
you
y'all.
can. You can.
But anyway, all right.
Somebody said turn up.
So now about
Can I
the.
ask you
Sure,
something?
sure,
Can you
sure.
elaborate on first the positive things that are going on in the Northwest community?
Sure,
Because
yeah.
we're always hearing the negative.
Right.
Let's hear some positive.
Yeah, well, you know what? I want to start with this fact.
Okay.
There is no other people on the planet that have shown the kind of resilience and capacity as Africans.
Right.
You put that together with the ingenuity and the history and the power of the American experience. African Americans are some incredible people. That's why other people spend so much time trying to control and keep them contained. And that is absolutely true in Roanoke, Virginia. And I've been here 33 years, been on the ground in the trenches from day one, working in the community. And I'm gonna tell you, there is a capacity, there is a spirit, there is an intention running through our community that is just powerful and capable of doing anything.
Yeah, man, I feel
That
it. Yeah,
anybody else
you can
can
feel
do.
it. You can feel it. You can
And
definitely feel it.
Tommy kept talking about the energy in the community this morning, and I believe, especially in Northwest, that energy is turning up or bubbling up, and we're
Yeah,
in a
man.
particular time where everything can happen.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's the message we have to get to our community, and we have to push back against the alternative message or the narrative against our community. I'll tell you two things about all these murders that we're having. Something else is going on here.
Yeah.
This is not just black anger.
Right.
We can talk about black anger, but when we talk about black anger, let's talk about the poverty rate, and the unemployment rate.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's talk about the recidivism rate that is facilitated by bad policing. Love police. We need police. I don't want to live in a community without them. But I'm gonna tell you something. There's some drama going on there, but the other thing about these murders is that, and Tommy, you and I talked about this years ago when John A. went home.
Yeah.
And you know, and I shared as a message that I had gotten in my spirit that I had shared with friends of ours when they lost their daughter Milka, who was born 3 days after Ezekiel was born. Death pays for something.
Yeah.
You can't stop death from coming necessarily, but God has so fixed this thing that death pays for something. The blood of the dead pays for something. But you have to walk in that truth. You have to understand what's going on. And yeah, something's got to happen here. We've got to deal with this, and we've got to make sure that other people are doing their jobs. We need community policing. When we did community policing, it was a very different vibe across the community. There was relationships between the community and the police that were healthy and constructive, and we need to do that again. We stopped doing that. And we have the capacity to work with anybody, to solve any problems. That's what the truth of our community is. That is the positive message of our community. If you're out there and you got an idea, this is the time to put it to work.
Yeah.
You can do this thing.
Yeah, man.
It is happening. And if you
And
need some motivation, come
Yeah.
by Focus Radio.
Well, bless you. With that.
I mean, seriously.
But you guys as well, man. A lot of stuff is
Absolutely.
happening from down at the Smith Building and different capacities, man.
Right.
Just always involved.
Exactly.
I see him up in the room this morning, Mr. NWO. So many different people, man. That's actually the energy, like we keep talking about, is really, really happening. That I like the way you are exposing. It's almost like the things we have to defend against. Now, we can't so much spend all of our time just
But you got to have both.
there.
There has to be a balance.
Has to be a
Right.
balance.
The universe is about balance, but the universe is about balance, and balance is critical. You can't have all focus on the goody and not deal with the problem.
Yeah.
Because the problem can override the good if you ignore it.
Yeah.
And so it's important. We have to do balance, and I try to bring some of that balance from a perspective that a lot of people don't get to have, and so that's what I'm trying to do. But I was going to say, can we just mention a couple of other, like what Tank is doing with the kids?
Absolutely.
And
Yes,
that school.
Yeah, man. Renaissance Academy.
What
Shanika
cafe,
Elliott,
the cafe,
yes, the
the
cafe.
Hope, and
Donna,
yes, the Hope Center.
most
yeah,
definitely.
the Hope Center. And
Of
this is not
course.
about perfection. This is about commitment.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
It's about getting it
Oh
out,
my
getting out
God,
there
say
and
that
working
again,
out.
please. Oh
It's
my
not
God.
about perfection. It's about commitment.
I think that's the one thing
And
we've
if you're not going to
lost.
get out there and do it, shut
Oh
up.
my gosh, that's huge. That's
Shut
huge.
the hell up.
That is huge, man.
If you're not going to get out there and do it and take the hits, shut up.
That is true,
Because
man.
we got to have people out there doing the do. We got to have it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got to have it. Otherwise, we are in trouble. And so hats off to all of y'all who
Yeah,
are
man.
doing that. And I want to shout out to Trifecta. Y'all gonna be here.
Trifecta, my
y'all
gosh.
gonna be here.
Yeah, you
shout
took the
out-
words right out of my
shout out
mouth,
to
brother.
Trifecta.
Shout out
them,
to Trifecta.
Them ladies.
They are something, man.
Man,
They are something.
Dynamite,
Yeah, man.
dynamo,
Yeah, man.
getting ready to explode up
Jordan
here.
Bell in the room and stuff as
Oh,
well. Jordan
give it
Bell,
up.
Antoine
Jordan and
Calloway,
Ryan.
Sobek
And don't
Raharu. You
forget
might know him,
brother,
Antonio Stovall. Yeah,
the,
man.
graphics guy and T-shirt guy. It is happening. What
Yeah,
we have to
Brandon
do
Crafter,
Crafter.
man.
is start
Yeah.
harvesting
So
all of
many
that
different
energy,
people, man.
which is what y'all
Antonio
do.
Hash, man.
Bringing all
Anthony
those people
Smith.
together on occasion. That's
Kane
gonna,
Phelps,
yeah.
man. So many.
Right.
K and J. So
There's
many
a
different.
lot of
yeah,
people.
Man.
Yes.
A
Shout 'em
lot
out.
of
Shout 'em
people.
out.
It's happening.
DJ Ding.
Yeah,
It's
man.
happening, and more to that point. I was at city council the other day, and I was talking. They were talking about bringing in. Okay, and this is why I get in trouble because our people think that unless it look like theirs, it ain't good enough.
Right.
But bringing Boys and Girls Club into Northwest, we don't need Boys and Girls Club in Northwest. I'm sorry. We got Northwest Rec, we got Inner City Athletic Association, we got the Anchor of Hope Community Center, we got the cafe, we got the Hope Center. We got people in our community already working on those populations, doing that work. We got Tank Roads. What we need is for our community and people outside of the community who genuinely want to help to focus on those things, support those things. We don't need Boys and Girls Club to come in, take all the money, and then the white people that are running it take their money back to the suburbs and back to Southwest Roanoke. We don't need that.
No, we don't need
That's not
that.
what we need. We have vehicles in our community to facilitate the same kind of work and even more stronger because they already have the relationships in the community. And that was the message I was in. There's the capacity in Northwest. And let me say this about that. You know, this is part of what we're going to talk about all of this stuff. I need people. I've been in this community for 33 years. I've worked hard. I've given hours, thousands of hours, tens of thousands of hours in volunteer time. It is not about money for me. It's about passion and commitment to seeing our community better. And I need people to just trust me.
Yeah.
I don't need to be on TV, but I know how to use that as a vehicle for getting information to people, and
Yeah.
that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
Right.
We have to figure that out because we don't own any TV stations.
Right.
Thank God for Focus Radio.
And
That we're-
NFB-TV,
Focus Radio-
there's a digital media,
Oh,
full
no,
service
no, no,
digital
no,
media
I'm sorry,
company.
my bad. My bad.
Full service digital media
No,
company
no.
with NFB-TV.
We don't have one
and
we
stuff.
used to that we are supporting enough. Let me
bless your heart,
let me
sir.
correct it.
Oh, bless you.
I stand corrected.
No.
We got
I
one.
like
We
that,
got
though.
one on the line that we need to support more.
Bless
but
you.
we need to use every vehicle we can
Most definitely.
to get the message out. And so my thing is the Villa Heights mansion. They wind up selling it for $1 to this white non-profit, and I say white because it's controlled by white people. And I'm not against white people. I love white people. I had some awesome time with white people. My best friend is white. Can I say that? I
You
know
can.
people gonna,
I- and I do too.
And I really mean I love that guy. He's an awesome guy. Shout out to Trent. And he's a deputy sheriff on top of that. I
Yeah,
love
man.
law enforcement. I do not have a problem with white people and law enforcement generally. I have a problem with people who look like that, who want to tell us how we ought to live. And if we don't do it their way, they got a problem. Well, guess what? You about to have a whole lot more problem. You sell Villa Heights for $1 to these white folk, even when there was a prominent member of our community who I know for a fact, just had a conversation with him yesterday, had put a proposal on the table, has the financial capability to pull it off, has the reputation and the connections across the community, and they said no to him. In fact, one councilman in a conversation called him the N-word. Oh, this gets real.
Wow.
We better know this is real. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place.
All the time.
Backstab.
Because they know
Back
they know
all
who
the time.
they know who we are.
your
We don't know who we are.
Right.
That's the problem.
That's the
And
problem.
that
Just
we
over
don't
here
know
like,
who we
wow.
are. We don't know how powerful we
Right.
are, how formidable we are, and folk want to be us. But anyway, so they sold it to these white people instead of this guy, and turns out Michelle Dykstra, one of the sitting city council people, is going to benefit from it.
Oh,
So the nonprofit has agreed to rent the whole space to Boys and Girls Club, where Michelle Dykstra is the executive director.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, we
So-
better know that ain't no
so
accident.
hold on.
They couldn't give it to the black guy,
Oh,
but they sold it to a white group who's going to rent it out to another white group who the executive director just happens to be a city council person.
so see, my thing is, Martin, the best part about this whole thing is with me, I get to call a thing a thing. So
Oh,
what
go
you
call it
telling
a
me is
Come on.
that a city council member that's sitting right now
Right,
is gonna benefit
right. Monetarily. Say money.
Monetarily.
Say money, because that's what it's about.
from a program going over in the hood
Right.
that could have went to a prominent figure
Right.
from the hood with a bigger bid because they
Right.
sold it for $1,
Right.
like it was on the menu.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, it gets
Cool.
even worse than that.
Oh, I
the
already
building
know.
comes with $250,000 of insurance money. So they bought it for $1, but they're getting $250,000 in insurance money to go with it. I'm telling you, I love my people. I love my people. We need to think first about the prospect that maybe is true, instead of just saying because it came from one of us.
Because it came from. Because can I be?
Go
Because
ahead.
you're my brother.
No, go
You're
ahead.
my brother, and
Go
I
ahead.
love you because
I know who-
I get the same stuff
Right,
too
I
at
know,
times.
I understand.
Because it came from you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or it
You-
came from me.
The truth couldn't
Yeah, but-
possibly come from
You
us.
know, it was like it could be misconstrued that Martin's just trying to stir up controversy
Right,
again
'cause I have nothing better to do.
because of just the mayoral things like this. And so that's why I'll be honest. This is my friend, and I feel like, and even that we at odds at times. Come on,
Sure.
we can do
Oh,
that.
no, sure.
Because I
That's
think
what friendship
what's-
is about.
That's what friendship is about. Not that's think what is
I don't
required
want
in
no.
order for growth.
I don't want no friends I can't argue with.
That's it.
Exactly.
There you go.
'Cause
There
they
you
ain't
go.
friends.
There you go. And
Watch those people.
and so knowing that and seeing that, I believe that I am so excited that we do have this platform to have this conversation. I believe that what now may be portrayed on the news, which a lot of places where we get our information, that's now then
Right.
taken from a person's personal opinion of you or me, and then
black people,
then
or black people.
and as a whole, and just now discredit is that, man, these are really some true things that are up here, and I can really speak to the Villa Heights building at least, for the mere fact I know that 11 years ago, we was going after this stuff too. So, and with the capacity, we even were working on projects and stuff from over there. So to now see this come, and oh, by the way, we're living
another proposal.
Yeah,
another viable proposal from black people, because what the white council people said in the council meeting is we didn't receive any proposals from anybody in Northwest. I said that's a lie. That's not true. Right. I know for a fact there were at least 2 proposals from Northwest for that property, which they turned down. Then eventually they said, this is the arrogance of these of people who think like this, is well, none of them did what we wanted them to do, and that is the point right there.
What you want me to do?
Exactly.
That's
control you.
If I pay my mortgage in my house,
that's not what he's saying.
Damn, you coming in and tell me how I'm gonna run my house.
Well, exactly. What they're saying is the same thing about the Dumas. What are y'all gonna do with it? None of your business.
Yeah.
If I got the money to buy it, you're selling it. You don't ask folk what they're going to do with the car when you're selling it. You give it to them. But then the problem is, what they're saying is we have our ideal about how we want you all to be.
Okay.
The reality of your community, economically, socially, and all of that. And so unless it comports with what we want, we're not going to support it. And that is, in fact, what's going on. Whether it's Henry Street or whether it's Villa Heights or even in the school system, that's what they say to our kids every day. Unless you comport with how we want you to act, you're a problem. ISS.
Bingo. I'm a problem.
Call the DARE officer.
Yeah.
It's real. It is real. It is real. And this is not new. This is a part of America that we've had to grapple with for years. It has never gone anywhere. That's why Donald Trump sits in the White House. Because this ideal about who we are and who they're not going to let us be runs pervasive in our American experience. It is real.
So let me shift it, which stand in the same lane though.
Sure.
How do we now, with knowing we have capacity? Because I'll be honest, this is why I'm glad we're taking that Tuesday. At times, we from our community, I think, now we can't, this is not the forefront, this is not the biggest obstacle against us, but this is where, like, I'm thinking, I always relate things to like a sports game. I'm like, we could play the best game we want to, get down to the fourth quarter and fumble, and then something, they pick it up and score against us, and saying that
I knew you weren't going. I knew you couldn't do it.
We're making progress, but still, and like I said, I really like how Mike comes up in the room. I like how he posts just. We sometimes cut each other off. We'll get there in that space, and now, because by the way, people would how I link this together. People would say, well, why did you go to be mayor when we already have a mayor from our community? You know what I'm saying? How do we now start working on that, or is that also needed in order for, we just taking it down this Tuesday?
It's about mindset, Tommy. It's about, we're caught between these generations where we have a generation of people who, the older generation, who went through some pure hell. Whether it was Jim Crow or urban renewal and a lot of that stuff that they've had to deal with over the years, redlining, can't get loans, mortgage loans, and all that stuff, and a generation who doesn't have a clue about any of that. And the visionaries are caught in the middle of that.
Yeah, man.
And it's a very difficult place to be. You can't be a visionary in this city unless you understand some stuff, unless you are called to it, because both of those points will drive you mad unless you're called to that space.
Yeah, man.
Because some of us are called to push the envelope, to push the vision, which is what you all are doing here at Focus Radio. Push the vision.
Right.
Just keep pushing on. It's going to break. It is already breaking. That energy you were talking about, Tommy, it's breaking.
Yeah.
Call this stuff that we're doing around the government and around the community in general, it's breaking. We're at a critical point. So keep pushing. Some of us are called to focus on the education, focus on the information, focus on telling truth and speaking that truth to power.
Right.
That's a piece of it too. There are a lot of different pieces. Some of us are on the ground just grinding it out, feeding the kids and doing the after school stuff.
Yeah, man.
All of that is necessary. What we have to do is encourage people to stop letting other people spoon feed them knowledge. Their opinion, I'm sorry, not even knowledge, just what they want. Tell me what I'm supposed to believe about this, Mr. Man.
But it's strange that you said that, because a lot of us, what we started to, I believe, to take is that the opinion is the knowledge. The opinion, that's how you corrected it right there.
Especially when it comes from some people and not
from
others.
another, because
Exactly.
it definitely can't come from these channels. It can't come from us having a conversation.
Can we talk
here at
family?
Daily Graham.
Can we talk family? Look, I know there's not just, I know there's a whole lot of white people listening, and let me just kind of share something with you. A black person can say the truth, can say Jesus was not white. Everybody know it, but folk will argue you down who look like you and say, you don't, no. The picture in my church all my life, Jesus was blonde hair, blue eyes. Jesus ain't blind.
That's how they want to portray.
Right, exactly. But the white guy can come in and say the same thing the same way, and he could even look all disheveled and homeless. And you standing there in a pinstripe Brooks Brothers, and they will take that word.
Well, I think that
Because it's
gratefully, I think it's changing a little bit.
Yeah,
I think
it is.
now
It
we
is.
have those
It's
it's just jumped up in the room. You have brothers like DJ Reed. You have people who and I miss this guy since he's been gone. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if I've met a more compassionate man who seemed like was going after the cause, who did such great work out here than Tom Kane, man. I miss that gentleman.
Tom,
I miss Tom Kane for what
Humble,
he's doing.
humble
Very
man.
humble brother who understood that this stuff still exists.
Right.
So
Right.
it's beautiful.
A
now,
white guy.
Yeah, a white man who
Told
saw
the
that
truth.
this still exists.
Right.
And said, hey, let me even get involved in helping teach your community what we should be gathering information and stuff ourselves.
And
anyway.
building capacity. in the
Yeah, and building
community.
capacity. So now we are in that space, man. It's really set up, and that's why I believe
It's a
it's so
transition.
important. It's so important for what you're saying right now to speak out it, so that now before we keep on spending our time saying what's Martin or what's Tommy and them doing again, let's say, hey, keep doing what you're doing, see how the opportunity exists. Because the one thing I've learned about being in the military, that there becomes opportunity when war is happening.
Right.
Opportunity comes,
Right.
and it speaks to
Right,
what
right,
you're
right,
saying,
right,
that
right.
death pays for stuff. So now we've seen for years what killing ourselves in our community has done.
Right.
Now we find a way to get back to expanding our capacity and knowing that, oh, by the way, the rest of the stuff has been devised for us to fail, for us to keep staying at odds with each other. So we won't do what we already know can be done and has happened right from this community, would be just now building our own ecosystem, doing what we need to do to support each other. And I love the way you said it, that now in a space that it doesn't have to be in perfection right now.
Exactly.
Keep your mouth off of the businesses and stuff that's from our community that's striving and trying, that may not have all the resources as the other ones to provide the service you desire. If that's the case, versus speaking on them, how about now let's start our own stock exchange. Let's start our own where we're actually buying into shares and stuff, which I think was a concept that came up in so much going after the Doomas and things like that.
It still is the concept,
Yeah.
and we can talk about that. But I think you're right on it. And let's look at it as a battle. The people who are doing this economic visionary work, like what you guys are doing, that is a open front in the battle for our survival.
Right.
As a community, as a people, even as a city, because so goes black community, so goes this city. Now, people don't understand that we're all in this mess together.
Yep.
You can't have a rampant murder problem in any part of the city without eventually, last weekend, it bleeding over in the Southwest.
Right.
It is about all of us.
Right.
And I'll say this, you were talking about opportunity in the battle. It really helps us to understand what is really going on, to your point. And what we ought to do is we ought to say, okay, Tommy and them are over there on the economic front of this battle to save our community. We need to prop them up. We need to send them resources. We need to support that, right? And there's other people on the education front that are trying to do that, with like Tank Rhodes with what he's doing with the academy. We need to not put our mouth on
Apple-Ridge
it.
Farm.
We need to put our Apple-Ridge Farm and John Lewis, and we need to put our resources and if nothing else, just shut your mouth.
Right.
If you can't say nothing good about it, just be
don't
quiet,
say
boo.
The Hope Center.
Just be
Yes,
quiet,
just
boo.
be
Keep
quiet.
it to the Hope Center,
Yeah.
because there's stuff going on you don't understand. For example, and this is what I'll tell you. In 2015, and every year, there's evidence of this. You just look at the city budget. But in 2015, the amount was $69 million in their budget. Now, the city's budget is like roughly between $200 and $300,000. I mean, $1 million. So $69 million is a significant chunk of that
Yeah.
budget. Most of that money, that $69 million, all of it was grant money. Now, most of that money came from grants as a result of using poverty figures, unemployment figures, and crime rate. You go to city council almost any other time, they're going to be approving what they call drug grants to the tune of $50,000 a pop. And they're always turning that money over. There's opportunity being made out of crime and murders in our community. And the reason why they're not in a rush to fix it, because every time there's a murder, that's some more money they can go after. This
you
whole
say
thing
that,
about
please?
raising
Look at
crime,
that camera,
I'm going
please,
to tell you,
sir, and
it
say
is
that.
serious business.
It is serious.
Our poverty, our pain is serious business for other people. And they are making hay while we're too busy turning on each other. Not just in the street, but even in the boardroom, and not understanding that there's something else going on here. It's not just angry brothers shooting each other. No, there's something else going on here. And with Trump in the White House, I wouldn't be surprised if folk are coming into our community killing people.
That's why it is vital that we stick together.
Exactly.
Regardless whether you like somebody or not.
Right.
But we as a people
Right.
need to stick together.
Yeah, man.
We're our only hope.
And
our only
I
hope.
think it comes from those
Jesus.
coming by. What I will say is that's why I'm grateful. We do have a Martin Luther King statue. I really love the mere fact that I am getting to a place. Because let me tell you something, though. Really, I love my people, but I'm getting just as angry as of ours that's in our group who now will not even abide by the information. That will sit here and just keep on now being determined, because now I do have white friends, Asian friends, Indian friends, all of which who are in this bottom sector. It's really getting more about the bottom sector, the poverty, the poverty, and grouping all of us in together, where it's really, really, really happening. So you have those that are in here who are assisting or are helping, and we've got to look at the bigger picture of now, yes, the murders, like you said. I love the way you articulated, Martin. Whenever, we getting on this thing, we still being tough. We still now got this, ain't nobody gonna do this to me thing. We still got that happening, this my block, and we got all of that self-entitlement that now helps this division out. And if that's the only thing we had to concentrate on in order to change it, hey, y'all, how about for this new year, we do that? And I think that, bringing out, because, by the way, we've had our communities, we've got to make our houses and stuff, our living area look better. But, by the way, you brought some spotlight to what I saw happen as one who's been in this Gainsborough area for now 5 years now. We've been grateful to have been operating a black-owned business in support of, I didn't do it myself. We had the mentorship of Wes Pugsley and Associates, who was an awesome accountant here for 25 plus years of A+ rating of the Better Business Bureau, and the head guys, Mr. Stan Hale, who once ran the Southwest Virginia Development Fund and things like that. Those things to guide us along our way and our track. We have not been out here being mavericks. We've been over here and saying, okay, what do we stay focused on and dial into in so much that we've been able to
continue to work.
To
continue that work, to build on what Stan has been doing, which for 40 some odd years with the Community Development Fund in terms of supporting small businesses and promoting small businesses. Been continuing that work.
Yeah, man. So we're coming together and we're having a lot of that happen. What is your advice of what we do now in order to keeping our foot on the throttle, but by the way, keep our heads up for that? I'll be honest, that property, that's what I was getting to. That property that was just purchased on Gilmer, that's a game changer. That's a game changer.
It's an indicator for sure. As the old people used to say, it's an indicator for sure. Here's what we need to understand: we need to turn up on everything we're doing. If God's giving you a vision for something that that economically, spiritually, culturally, socially moves the needle on what's going on, the reality for our people, you need to get out there and get busy doing it.
Right.
But it's like Nehemiah and rebuilding the wall around Jerusalem. We got to do both.
Exactly.
We gotta rebuild while we keep our head up for the enemy.
Yeah, man.
Because he is coming. He does not want us to rebuild. Urban Renewal took out, real quickly, just inventory, 1,600 homes, most of them homeowners, tore down 26 churches, several of them brand new, 5 schools, and then they went and dug up 1,200 graves.
As the kids say, facts.
Dug up
Yeah,
1,200 graves. Where the Civic Center lot is on 460 and 460, where that little grave cemetery is, that cemetery used to be 5 times as big as it is.
Wow.
And they dug those bodies up and dumped them in the pauper cemetery on the outside of the city. And that was about one thing. It was about transferring wealth from Northwest to Southwest, giving black wealth to white business people. There are families in this city now who owe their wealth to our land. They're still making millions of dollars off of the land that the city took from black people and gave to white people for 25 cents on the dollar. And so when people start criticizing Northwest for not doing this and not, I say, shut up. Because the generations of wealth that would have turned over in our community and would have created the kind of capacity that supersedes where we are now, is the reason why that's not the truth now is because they took it. And let's be real clear. They took it. Using government money, they came and they took it. And let me say this to you. And I don't mean to be ugly, but we better wake up. They're coming again. I think John Garland buying the Gilmer Avenue apartment building and buying the building on 11th Street, and we know now through emails that John not only is looking to buy up more of 11th Street, but John has also been using his power on city government to undermine property owners on 11th Street to make it easier for him to take the properties. Yes, it is real. All this road improvement that they're doing in Northwest, it looks great.
10th Street.
Trees. Let me tell you something. They did not put trees on 10th Street for us.
I know.
Y'all better wake up now.
You gotta say something.
They did not put trees on 10th Street for us. They, you know. Okay, no, go ahead. And when they come, and when you go out of Valley View, out of the backside of Valley View, I want you to just peep one thing. Just peep one thing. Why are there 2 streets that stop right at the edge of the cliff pointing toward Northwest?
You know where they coming.
You know where they're coming. This is not, we've seen this game before. And so when this councilman starts, a developer, realtor, or when Michelle Dykstra facilitates the Villa Heights thing, we need to understand they are coming for more.
America,
Feed America, the city wouldn't give the Hope Center a dime, but they gave the white people coming in from the county $250,000 of city money to feed our kids, even though there are several groups in our community who could do the same. So here's the point. We got to keep turning, we got to turn up on what we're doing from inside the community and do more and do better and support each other more. And then we have to make sure we understand that there's another problem on the horizon. The Dumas is part of that. They won't sell it to the black organization that came from within the community, but TAP wants to sell it to this white contractor we now know, just what we suspected. It's a white contractor developer. This guy has came up with 3 different development ideas for Henry Street, and all of them have failed. And now he is desperate for a property on Henry Street. The Councilman Garland is trying to get the land across the street behind Dumas. And let me just say this one.
The Boys and Girls Club.
The Boys and Girls Club. And let me just say this. There, in 1998, there was a comprehensive deal between the city and some black organizations, including Stan Hale and that community group, and both neighborhood organizations. And the city set that land aside for the Gainsborough Office Park, specifically for black-owned businesses. That's in writing. There's an agreement.
I don't know nothing about that.
Nobody knows anything about it, but you can go into the Virginia room and get the news articles on it. There's a comprehensive multi-million-dollar deal made. I was in on that negotiation. That's why I know it happened. And that land has been set aside for black-owned businesses.
Right over there?
Right over there. And we need to, right overlooking the Coca-Cola plant, some of the most prime real estate in this city, and we better make
I
sure.
already been over there looking, but I didn't know it was some stuff over here.
You better
Hey,
know.
Hey, look here.
Information is power.
It is power.
And
Thank
now
God
what
for
we have to do
the
is
Daily
make,
Grind Show.
now we just have to make sure John Garland is held to account. You don't get to go get the city staff to market that building to developers. See, he thinks he's slick. He got the economic development people to put it all out there, to market it, even though he knew, because we had already told him, he came to the neighborhood group. We told him, John, that land had already been set aside for black businesses. He went anyway after he got on council and got the economic development office to market the building, that land, and say, whoa, come tell us what y'all want to do with this. We already know what that property is for, John. This man is not good. He's not right for us. He comes in our community smiling. But then these emails that we've gotten and handed off to city council and to the state police shows that this guy has been using his position to undermine businesses and organizations in our community. And we got to stop this. And
Wow.
that's I know what my job here. My job here is to do what I'm doing. And I know it ain't glamorous and some folk don't like it, but this is who I am. This is what I'm called to do. And I'm gonna do this, and you do whatever you're supposed to be doing, and we'll get there.
Yo,
If everybody-
got an exclusive right here on the Daily Grind.
You got it right here. You got it right here.
Trying to tell you,
it
boy.
did happen. It did happen.
It
man.
happened.
Take it there Tuesday, man. We're so
Wow.
glad
Wow.
that this conversation was happening because, oh, by the way, it's just like Jehovah says, politics as usual.
Right.
It's not necessarily that, we want to, because this is what I want to get out our energy. Let's get our energy out of
Right,
being emotional
right.
with the situation and get more strategic.
Right,
Let's
right,
get more
right,
strategic of
right.
saying that now it makes more sense for me to accept this information and start now continue to do my part, which
Right.
is simple. It's real simple to do my part. Do our part is that where we have been going outside of our community to shop, to go eat. Oh, by the way, we say that it's these restaurants and stuff are better off. They're better off so that we can keep appealing. They can keep appealing to you, so you will spend your dollars so that those in your community can never boost up in order to get there. So
Right.
go to K&J's Cafe. You know what I'm saying? Go down there to BIPs, down there on Melrose, Kitchen Table.
Kitchen Table.
Go see those. Go. Let's start really showing and keeping our money in our community. We already work outside of our community.
Right.
So now the thing is, it makes more strategy to do as it's already being done to us. If we work out of our community, bring the money back to our community, whereas they've been doing the same thing. They live in their community, come get, you know what I'm saying? Do it make sense? I think that's
No, it
kinda-
makes perfect
It
sense.
makes a lot of
I think
sense.
for us, it's just it's daunting because of how far we've gotten pushed back.
Yeah.
But it can be did, as Jake says.
It's being
it can
done.
be did.
It's being done.
Right.
And
we
thank
just
you,
need
man,
to
for being on
support
the
that
line,
effort.
man, because it's not an easy task that
Right.
you're doing.
Right.
I mean, it really is, and I thank you for backing up with factual evidence. Because I will say this, and we will. Let it be known. Anybody who desires to come on our show,
Right.
we will allow them to come have on our show. Come on, being on our show. We
Exactly.
won't be like media did back then. Media back then would only let you hear from a certain side. So we won't do that. But we will do say we're going to give opportunity for
Right.
what normally isn't put out there,
Right,
which,
right,
like I said, you
right.
can only get but so much soundbite of the information that Martin has
Sure.
on a network that's going to make sure that
Right.
Martin doesn't say everything that need to be said.
Right,
So,
right,
we
right,
appreciate
right,
you coming
right.
down, brother.
Well,
And,
we appreciate that you all are here.
So I'm gonna look in the camera, being the true contrarian that I am. Mr. Garland, if you want to come kick it with your boy, open invite.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
holler at me.
Yeah, John, come on.
We'll let you get your side out. Just saying.
No.
That's just me.
Hey, man, it is good to know, man, but we do have to pay attention. While they're handling, you've got those people on the line with that. We don't need more people getting in there with them to try digging the information trap. We need more people on
The line.
the line of actually doing what's been there. Come out to see more and get more involved with your community. I love to see all the activity that's happening with the Gainesboro Community Association and things like that. Just these community organizations who are standing up. Get out there and support them, man. Show your love and get involved. And we are making a difference. Not it can be. We are making a difference.
Can I just say one other thing?
Yes, sir.
Look, on a battle line, everybody's not called to shoot the gun. Everybody's not called to do that. Some people are called to supply.
That's right.
The people who are shooting the guns.
That's right.
Focus Radio, Focus Magazine, that's shooting the gun.
Bless you.
Now, what we need are people behind y'all supplying you
Yeah.
with resources. Or even if you don't have money and you can't do that, you can do a word. You can put the word out about it.
That's right.
You can share the link on your Facebook page.
That's right.
That's supplying the people doing the firing.
That's it.
So I want to encourage you all to do that. And this is not to bring anybody down. It's about to encourage us that, as Tommy said earlier, there's opportunity here. There's opportunity here, yeah, but there's a fight going on, yeah.
Most definitely.
But it's to create opportunity, even more opportunity. So check out the opportunity.
That's it, man. That's it, man. We really enjoyed it today. Thanks for jumping up in the room, James Turner. So many people who's been in the room. Thank you all for liking, sharing this conversation. It is Taking There Tuesday, and these are the things that we want to focus on, man. We want to kind of not continue to find a way to just be upset,
Right,
man.
right.
You know, like go see James and Dink and them over there at the barbershop.
Right.
You know, all that stuff like that they're saying needs to be done. We can do it ourselves, man. So we gotta get up out of here. But one last thing you want to say to the people before we do, Martin?
Yeah, I was just gonna say again. You mentioned the barbers and the beauty salons. Those people, they are starting with that. That's their passion. But a lot of them have visions of a restaurant and a dress shop and so many other things. Like Habiba over at
Black Diamond.
Black Diamonds, who is doing it. She is building an academy, a beauty academy, so she can teach people and license
And
people herself.
position right
And,
there too.
just
That's
awesome.
a good spot. She's at right there in
Yeah.
the corner, on the end of Melrose, right there in the corner of Peters Creek. That's a real good spot.
And then I
she's
found
at.
out she's renting out space
Wow.
that she was in. There's some innovation in our
Yeah, man.
community that is powerful. We need to turn it up, but we need to support it.
Yeah, man.
All right, so anyway, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the room. You said thanks for
thank
being
you
in
for
the room.
coming.
Thanks for it. Looks
Thank
awesome.
you.
You guys are amazing.
Bless you,
Thank
sir.
you. God bless
You're
you all.
amazing too,
Thank you.
Martin.
God
Bless
bless
you.
Doing what you
you.
do
Looking
for
forward
the
to
city.
seeing Mama again.
Yeah, you'll see her.
Yeah.
We're about to get out of here. What you want to say, Farmer, before we do?
Yo, I mean, hey, I'm sitting over in because you know normally on Take It There Tuesdays I'm the ranter, so I really got to sit back today.
I'm sorry,
and
he
just
didn't tell you
enjoy
I
it,
was a
but-
ranter.
No, because everything you said, Mr. Jeffries, was good information.
Well,
you know what I'm
thanks.
saying? And
Thanks,
a lot
Mr.
of times
Farmer.
on Tuesdays now, I'm a strong opinion, so I'm one of them people. I sprinkle my opinion in there, but I also understand that opinions can be formed and changed.
Sure.
Exactly.
See, in order to change an opinion and form a different one,
Information. Yeah.
see, sometimes you got to do more listening
Right.
than talking.
Heard that.
Because see, when you listen, you can hear something. Hear something that might change that opinion. So that was my job today.
Right.
Sit back and get the information.
Bless you, man.
I knew most of it.
Bless you.
But for you to say it and for me not to have to look in the camera and rant about it, see, it came all together.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Well, that's what happens when we do this.
Yeah.
That's the power of our unity.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, everybody will look at me from where I sit and be like, well, how you know this, that, and the third? And I'll be like, well, it don't matter how I know it. I'm just telling you that I know.
Right.
But once again, it's the messenger they looking at. They ain't thinking about the message.
Right.
And they need to understand the information is out there. The Virginia Room has all of this history of what happened to Northeast Roanoke. You can go in there. It's open every day except Monday. Every day except Tuesday, I'm sorry. It's on the second floor of the downtown library, and you can find out who we are. Not who we were, who we are. We had 270 businesses on Henry Street generating 7,100 jobs, permanent jobs a year. That's who we are. That's not who we, and they know that. That's what they're scared of. They don't want us creating a main street in Northwest because that's money out of their pockets.
Right.
That this is real. This is real. And if they can convince us that we're not who we are, they win. And that's what's been going on too much. That is not, we are not dependents. We are independent people. Go be independent, all right?
There
Learn
it
for
is.
yourself.
Great
That my
message,
word for the
Martin.
day.
Great
Go
message.
be independent with your damn self.
That's right.
What you want to say to the people before we get up out of here, Miss Erica Kane?
Shout out to Martin for being here. Thank you. We
I'm glad to
salute
be here.
you.
I'm so excited about being here. I was looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Shout
God
out
be-
to Roanoke. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to Jersey. And if your birthday is today, happy birthday to you.
DJ C. Millie. C. Millie.
Happy birthday to you all, and happy birthday to those who are celebrating a birthday on today. Listen, man, we really are excited about this platform, man. Thank you all for those who have been supporting. So I won't complain about those who haven't. I'm saying those who have, you guys give us the fortitude in order to be able to have a real conversation. You ain't gonna, like he said, it's exclusive. You ain't gonna get this with nowhere else. You ain't gonna get this with nowhere else because that's what media has done in the past. It has silenced our voice. It has silenced us from being able to now say, hey, with more information, we can make more calculated decisions that will allow for us to make change.
Independent. Shout out to Stevie.
And the great thing about this is, though, the information been out there and everybody done seen the information. But has 7 called you? Channel 10?
Yeah, I did 10.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, right. But they don't want that information out, right?
Hey.
Or how they put it out there is not.
It's how they put it out there. We give it to you raw. Oh, baby.
Well, bless y'all too, because I don't mind doing stuff with y'all too. I like y'all networks too, but I'm just saying, for the real.
Thank God for Focus Radio.
Bless your heart, man. That's what we're going to do, man. NFE TV's coming to you, man. Another edition of the Just Stevie Show comes out tomorrow night.
I enjoyed that.
Who on that show?
Shout out to Stevie.
Yeah,
Good
man.
stuff.
Who on that show?
This
Good
week
stuff.
will be the lovely Miss Erica Kane will be on that tomorrow night, man. So we're really excited about that.
Check it out.
Make sure you're checking that out, man. We want to be conduits of that information, man, and we can only do it together. So really, Martin, I appreciate you, brother, for, like I said, standing on the line and taking the invitation, taking the call to come.
You know you my mogul. You know you my mogul. It's good to be in Mogul Town.
There you go. But man, we got to get ready to get up out of here, man. But you can stay with this and know about the other businesses as well as the independent artists that are coming from my area by listening to Focus Radio. You can download from your Google Play, your iOS App Store to your phone, or you can listen online. We're at
Focused Radio, BOBW.com.
We appreciate all those who do tune in each day, and make sure you continue to do so, man. Like, share, tell other people about it. I gotta leave, but I always love to say, and I seen him up in the room, man. I'm so glad you still here with us fighting. My brother, man, the one who started this thing with me, man, Cool Breeze. Big shout out to you, man. We appreciate all that you do, man, doing what you do, man. So appreciate the love, and you keep on fighting, brother. We're right here with you. But man, I always like to leave you by saying that thing that's inside of you, it is not a dream, it's your purpose. Set your sights on your targets and hit them, because the only one who can stop you is you. Once you truly start to believe that thing and walk in your act in faith, God will allow it to manifest, and I promise you it's not something I heard. It's something we're living every day, and so grateful for it. Being able to broadcast live from the great city of Roanoke, Virginia, out to the world. We are the Daily Grind Show. Thanks again, Martin, for coming through, man. Peace.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Y'all have a good day.